but to God be the glory. We're expecting the president-elect, the 3rd and 4th of this month, to commission the 12th flyover and the magistrate court. You can see the magistrate court juries, how amazing it is too, and we commend the contractor too who have done this job, and quite on time. I don't think I find this anywhere in this part of the country.
Governor Wike also said projects have been earmarked for commissioning as part of activities to mark the inauguration of the incoming administration in Rivers State, including the Intelligence Center in Rumiprikam, the renovated Professor Kesley Harrison Hospital, and the Dental and Maxillofacial Hospital, among others.
Frankly speaking, in fact, part of the activities to mark the inauguration of the new governor for the people of the state will be commissioning of other impactful projects. You remember when the IGP came last time to commission the intelligence center, we did promise him that we want to build another intelligence center. As I speak to you now, that center is ready. Some other projects are the Harrison Health Center is there. So many other projects are lined up for commission, are also flagging off major projects that the new administration will continue with.
Meanwhile, Governor Wike says his administration has provided equipment and logistical support to security agencies to ensure adequate security of lives and property in the state. The governor said this at an empowerment program for women in the state organized by the wife of the Inspector General of Police. Represented by the Chief of Staff to the State Government House, Emeka Wike, the governor assured that the state government will continue to partner with security agencies to fight crime.
Let me say that as a government, we have enjoyed a wonderful relationship with security agencies that are operated in Rivers State, not only the police command, because we believe that there cannot be any meaningful development in any society if there is no peace and security. And so, as a responsible government, we have tried in spite of our limited resources to provide an enabling environment to enable security agencies in our state that are operating in our state to function by provision of equipment and other logistics that are required for effective and efficient performance of security duties in Rivers State.
In the meantime, a suspected oil thief declared wanted by the Rivers State government, Gift Ajuru, has opened up about the crisis that rocked in Dele community in Emoa, Rivers State 10 days ago. Mr. Ajuru, who was at the center of the crisis, tells our correspondent why he disarmed the 2 military officers during the clash over alleged proceeds from illegal oil refining activities in the community. Recall the resident fled the community when military officers besieged the area in search of the rifles that were taken from them. Mr. Ajuru, who once led the disbanded local security outfit Ospike in Emoa, claims the soldiers tried to kill him that day.
When I get to the bush to make peace with them, for them to release those people who they go for bush, they don't allow me to go close to them. 2 armed soldiers open fire on me until they empty their magazine. That is how I go close to them and took the gun to community. After 2 days time, Praman Lula and the others intervened to the matter and I carried the gun, submit to them. The local government chairman declared me wanted, while the young woman realized never declared that young woman wanted. I make peace for Emoa local government, leading my community.
Mr. Ajuru, however, denied any involvement in illegal oil refining activities.
All the whole barrack within Emoa local government, paying them 5 million. So after when they pay them the money, their boss enter inside the dump, then along the farm road. They see bike man way they carry people go farm. They will dump the bike, line the people in the bush, and under the bike carry product for them. That is what happened. My family is nowhere to be found now. My 3-bedroom flat I built before I enter hospital. They don't burn them down. Today again, the soldier came back and pour my fence.
Mr. Ajuru also spoke on why he believes the chairman of Emoa local government area, Chidi Lloyd, wants him arrested and prosecuted.
I don't get oven, I don't get point. Ask about Oscar commander at Idele. Don't have oven, I don't have point. Because he asked me to go and look after that young man blocking the road at Elevrodai. I said that I won't go because when I came back from Oscar training, I fight for the community, fight for the east-west road. I tell the man that I'm not going anywhere. That's why the hatred come out. One way I walk, me and my boys walk before. Government knows the compensator. Local government knows the compensator. Community says not after us. That's why young man after me.
In another development, a widow, Uche Ajuru, is demanding justice from her home in Indele community, MOA local government area of River State. I take that again. Uche Ajuru is demanding justice after her home in Indele community, MOA local government area of River State, was burned down in December last year. In an interview with our correspondent, Mrs. Ajuru accuses a member of the disbanded OSPAC, Owuchika Egbo, of burning down her home for being a government informant in the fight against illegal oil refining in the community. She denies informing the government about any such activity in her community.
For 5-6 months now in my community, I am already out away for the community because of OSPAC man, Owuchika Egbo. So I am informer for the bunkre. I don't know meaning of informer for the bunkre. The government didn't give me anything on security of the pipeline. They will come my house and burn all my property on my husband's house, both my children, both everything. As I'm standing here with my children, I don't know where I am.
Mrs. Ajuru, however, begged the River State Governor, the MOA local government chairman and NGOs to help her, as she has been stranded ever since. Mr. Egbo has not spoken on this. Moving on, 2 weeks after 16 cows worth millions of naira were stolen from a farm in Omogwo, Omerelu, Ikwere local government area of River State, the owner, Chimela Wala, says no arrest has been made in connection with the incident. He spoke to our correspondent on this.
No one has been arrested. I've even gone as far as Commissioner of Police office. I've listened to the Commissioner of Police. I've gone to his office. I saw him when they were preparing for elections, and he said I should come back the next week. He will give the case to his people to handle. But before then, I now met the South House and South East Chairman of Nedi Allah. His name is Aldo Vida. So I met with him at Elele Barracks. He's the River State Chairman of Nedi Allah. He is there. So I met with both of them, and they said I should give them time. Let them investigate from within their place and see if they can come up with the people that did it.
The Chief Security Officer of Ikwere local government area, Dixon Ngwamwahum, also spoke on this.
Since last week, I've been tracing Dante Che. So we moved from Ikwere local government here. We pass through Omademe, then enter from Ozozo. We pass through Omechem, go to Olakwa side and Okehi. We get one robber towards the Kehi side that we went. We saw some Funani, those cattle here, and now trying to ask them if I thought they see so cow have the so design. One said yes, but he did not look the mark well. They are heading towards the Yada state. So we are still searching since then. Up to this time, we have not seen the cow.
On the spot, the CDC chairman of Omerelu community, Wadikam Ezekiel, appealed to the public to help find the stolen cows. In the meantime, stakeholders have been speaking on how best to tackle the rising insecurity in some parts of River State amid fears it could escalate to what was seen in 2016. As you may know, in what has been linked to supremacy cold wars and land disputes, the recent crisis in Diob, Ingboshimini and Ubeta communities have left people dead, as some residents have fled these areas for their safety. Similar killings were recorded in 2016 in Omoko, Ogba, Egbema, and Ndani local council of River State. It was later tackled in 2018. Speaking on this, the former chairman of Ogba, Egbema, and Ndani local government area, Osi Olisa, said the insecurity in Onalga was brought to an end because everyone got involved. He advised against politicizing insecurity.
The thing about fighting insecurity is that you must have the political will to confront it headlong. You must have the political will to confront it headlong. And one thing that is fundamental in fighting insecurity is that you must not play politics with the fight against insecurity. Because majority of these boys who are engaged in those nefarious activities are people who are members of one party or the other. He may even be, the person may even be a member of your own party that is trying to create problem within the system without necessarily intending it. Because most of them act in ignorance. So if you must fight insecurity at the short run, which is trying to suppress it, it means that you must not look at any person's face.
Mr. Olisa also called on the government at all levels to create a policy that will meaningfully engage youths and take them out from the streets.
Stopping insecurity means taking a lot of young men and women out of the labor market. That's out of the street. It's a popular saying that an idle head is the devil's workshop. So these boys are idle. They become a ready and available tool for friendly spirit to use to demonstrate some devilish activities. So What you have to do is putting them in productive ventures, making them to work, try to make out a living. So that energy that is being wrongly dissipated, wrongly channeled towards committing crime and criminality in the name of secret court and other related vices will now be consulting and properly channeled into doing some consulting work that will make the person to contribute to the economy of the society, to be useful to the society, and also be useful to himself and his family.
On his part, a security expert, Efe Wanogo, urged security agencies in the state to carry out a trend analysis of the criminal activities and court clashes in different parts of the state. Mr. Wanogo tells our correspondent that it is difficult to tackle crime without identifying the root cause.
They cannot successfully fight a crime that they don't understand. They need to have a thorough and absolute understanding of the nature of the crime and those who fear the crime, knowingly or inadvertently. It's only when they have this understanding that they are able to tackle the crime and make sure that they fight it definitively. Without that, they're not able to make any progress. So you have all manner of reports that goes to different parts of security agencies, police control room, divisions, and what have you. There's something called a trend analysis. And I believe that the intelligence unit of the police and other agencies would have been monitoring the trend of such crimes that are not normal occurrences that are creeping into the body policy of the state. And then they can tackle the menace.
The president of the Nigerian Bar Association, Yakubu Maikiao, has again appealed for the safe release of senior advocate of Nigeria, Okewale, who is still in captivity. It's been 10 days since gunmen whisked away the 64-year-old lawyer during the attack on his vehicle along the East-West Road in Bever State, which left 2 people dead. Mr. Makiao urges abductors not to cause him any harm or allow him to be hurt in any way. Time for a quick commercial break, but still ahead. 500 Nigerians leave Wharton, Sudan in 10 buses as federal government finally begins evacuation. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
You are tuned in to
Nigeria in info.
Welcome back. A socio-political group, Ogonisim Vanguard, has held a victory dinner to appreciate its members from the 4 Ogoni-speaking ethnic nationality for their support for the victory of the PDP candidate in the just concluded elections. Speaking during the event held at Le Meridian Hotel in Port Harcourt, the Board of Trustee Chairman of Ogonisim Vanguard, Marvin Yobana, commended its members for steadfastness in ensuring that the PDP governor-elect Siminalayi Fubara and other PDP candidates emerged victorious despite all odds. Mr. Yobana assured them of the dividend of democracy from the incoming administration of Siminalayi Fubara.
I want to thank all of you for remaining resolute. You have been focused and you followed up this course till the end. When most persons did not believe that this dream will come to friction, they did not believe that Sim Fubara will be governor-elect and will be sworn in, God willing, on the 29th day of May 2023. And let me also thank the party in the state, Ambassador Desmond Akao, his deputy, Mr. Aaron. Let me also thank the DG of the campaign, Chief Go-Round. And we all know who has inspired us. The best performing governor in terms of infrastructure in Nigeria, Nyesom Wike, somebody that both the APC and PDP have come together to admit and accept as the best governor in Nigeria. I want to thank him for seeing the vision.
Also speaking, Rivers State Commissioner for Agriculture, Fred Pakol, said the choice of Siminalayi Fubara is for the overall interest of the state.
The candidate that we have taken, why some of us took out from the beginning that we have been privileged to work with him. I tell you, you'll be very interested to work with him. Very humble, very articulate, somebody who is very teachable and very ready to learn, and also very ready to make suggestions. So I'm very sure that the priority is not misplaced. So I congratulate all of you. I will appeal that all of us will be steadfast. When the celebration will come to the local government, we will all be there. When the celebration will come to the center, we will all be there. So we continue to pray for our father, through whose hands this was made possible. Nobody had a successor in River State. It has never worked. But God.
One of the beneficiaries of the Obiakpo Local Government Postgraduate Educational Support Grant, Elichi Wagbara, has expressed gratitude to the chairman of the council, George Arielu, for the initiative. Dr. Wagbara, who is now a lecturer at the Ignatius Ajuru University of Education, made a commendation during a thank you visit to Mr. Arielu in his office at the council secretariat in Rumodumaya. He said the grant has not only improved the quality of manpower development in the area, but reduced the stress in accessing higher education. He said the Obiakpo Council Board has taken governance to the grassroots.
As I was doing my postgraduate program in River State, I saw difficult the struggle of people that desire to further their education. Then I have not become a chairman. And what just struck my mind was that if I'm opportune to be in my own little way, I will see to what extent the little resources we have to help our people to add value to the level of their education. And that is what informed us. For us, it's a step that we have taken to change the narrative about governance. More so governance at the local government level. Within this short period, we have started reaping the good fruit of what we have put in place. So it's a thing of joy.
Responding, the chairman of Obiakpo Local Government Area, George Arielu, said the gesture is aimed at inspiring the indigent people in Obiakpo to achieve their educational dreams.
I happen to be one of those who benefited from the grant that your administration embarked on. And at the time that I benefited from that grant, I happened to be a member of opposition party. At that, I now knew that it was clear that this is governance and not politics, and I feel that is worth commending you for. We've had chairmen of council over time, right from when I was a child. We haven't seen it like this, and I think that is a new dawn for the people of Obiakpo.
Correspondent Megotuka reports that Dr. Wagbara was accompanied by the head of Department of Management, Ignatius Ajuru University, Dr. Inchelem Elenwo, and Director Teaching Practice, Ignatius Ajuru University, Professor Livinus Ogbonda. The Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Zubaru Dada, says no Nigerian life has been lost so far in the crisis in Gulf in Sudan. He stated this at a media briefing after the Federal Executive Council meeting. Meanwhile, Chairperson of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM, Mrs. Abike Dabirerewa, says 10 buses left Sudan for Egypt early yesterday with 500 Nigerians, from where they will be airlifted home by Air Peace Airline. She said passengers were still boarding another 10 buses as of last night.
And now we'll bring you news from around the world.
The US and South Korea have secured a landmark deal to counter the North Korean nuclear threat. US President Joe Biden says it will strengthen the allies' cooperation in deterring a North Korean attack. On the news this morning, you heard Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike says the President-elect Bola Tinubu will be in Port Harcourt for a 2-day visit next week. Rivers State government promises to continue to partner police in tackling insecurity as stakeholders worry over rising insecurity in the state. Hoodlums who stole 16 cows 2 weeks ago from a farm in Ikwere River State are still at large. 500 Nigerians have left war-torn Sudan for Egypt in 10 buses as federal government finally begins evacuation. On a foreign scene, US and South Korea have agreed on a key nuclear weapons deal. The news was edited by Chama Zawa for mostly cloudy weather in Port Harcourt this morning. Remember, peace is the path to the prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. I am Kalada Kurubatubo. Good morning. Morning Crossfire continues with Ifemi Andrew. Stay tuned.